It was a moment of two titans on opposite sides of a geopolitical chessboard finally face to face. That made the world hold its breath. Tucker Carlson, also known for his fiery interviews and the voice of American populism, with Vladimir Putin, the Iron Fist of Russia, sitting down for a no-holds-barred interview? The moment was more than just two men talking. We had a peek behind the Iron Curtain and heard Putin's unfiltered views on Ukraine, NATO, and the West's role in the current global crisis. So tune in to hear answers you won't find anywhere else, and form your own opinion on the man at the center of the storm. And subscribe to our Celebrity Facts Only channel because every video is worth your time. Now, their meeting was not over a checkerboard, but across a polished table, which became an instant spectacle. Will sparks fly? Would secrets spill? Made the world watch with bated breath. The interview was above average. It was a high-wire act, a geopolitical tango, and the first of its kind since the Ukraine conflict. Now, we all knew sparks would fly, but secrets would be coveted, and surprise, surprise, it lived up to that. Turns out Carlson's interview was soft as a pillow, serving softball questions without digging deep into Putin's war aims or holding him accountable for Ukraine. But guess what? Putin didn't waste the time. He seized the opportunity to cast shadows on America's aid to Ukraine and our political system. Sneaky move, right? Here's the lowdown on what Putin wanted us to take away from his chat with Carlson. First up, Putin wants to make it crystal clear. He's not done with his war in Ukraine. His message to Americans: don't bother helping Ukraine with money and weapons. It's pointless. And Carlson, who's raised eyebrows about US support for Ukraine before, gladly played along. Putin drops the bomb saying, if you really want to stop fighting, stop supplying weapons. It'll be over in a few weeks. Sounds like he's giving advice on ending a schoolyard scuffle, not a brutal invasion. But hold up, that's not the whole story. When pressed about Russia's war aims, Putin spills the beans. They haven't achieved their goals yet because of something he calls denazification. Now, denazification is code for ousting Ukraine's democratically elected president, Vladimir Zelensky, who happens to be Jewish. Putin's basically saying, we need to get rid of those people, throwing around baseless claims of Nazi support. And when Carlson pops the big question, would Putin be satisfied with the current territory he has? Putin dodges it like a pro, circling back to his denazification story. We'll take that as a no. The war drums keep beating. There was Putin's second act, undermining Americans' faith in democracy. By giving Carlson this exclusive interview, Putin snagged direct access to a massive American audience just in time for the upcoming US presidential election. He highlights past US presidents failing to find common ground with Russia on security matters. It's a subtle dig, creating doubt about the American system. Putin plays the trump card, mentioning his personal relationship with former President Donald Trump and even throwing in a shout-out to George W. Bush. He slyly points out how past US presidents have failed to find common ground with Russia on security matters, adding a dash of doubt about America's leadership. So where does this leave us? Putin's masterclass in manipulation leaves a lot to unpack. But here's the thing. We can't let these mind games shake our faith in democracy. The upcoming election is crucial, and we need to stay informed and skeptical of foreign influence. Carlson sums it up. So you're saying the system isn't run by the elected people? Putin nods, pleased as punch. Exactly. It's all about the elite's mindset, not the leader's personality. Talk about a plot twist. It's like Putin's revealing the backstage secrets of American politics. Seems propaganda was Putin's playground. Anyone who could scratch the surface of Putin's armor usually doesn't get a chance to meet him. No wives of Russian soldiers, no independent journalists, and certainly no anti-war election challengers. If you do get a pass, it's because Moscow handpicked you, and Carlson was no exception. But wait, they knew the criticism was coming. Putin and Carlson did a dance, insisting they weren't in cahoots. Yet any tension moments were like a blip on the radar, with Putin emerging unscathed. Carlson didn't fact-check or throw any curveballs during Putin's history lesson. Instead, he warned viewers about Putin's lengthy tales, calling it a filibustering technique. Yet he did a 180, praising Putin's encyclopedic knowledge and deeming him sincere. Go figure. What's even wilder? Carlson did a classic dodge of sensitive topics. No mention of Russian war crimes, no ICC arrest warrant for Putin, no questions about political prisoners, not a peep about the war's death toll. It's like the interview was a carefully choreographed dance around anything that could ruffle Putin's feathers. And hey, Elon Musk made a cameo. Putin, always one for charm, complimented Musk on supposedly having a brain chip. Putin's take? There's no stopping Elon Musk, he'll do as he sees fit. Smooth move, Putin, stroking Musk's ego on international TV. Now the cliffhanger. Will Carlson ask about Evan Gershkovich, the Wall Street Journal reporter held in Russia on what many call bogus charges? Wait and see how this intriguing interview unfolds. Keep those critical thinking caps on. Catch the diving into murky waters. Carlson, in his true Maverick style, throws a curveball, suggesting a prisoner exchange involving Evan Gershkovich, the Wall Street Journal reporter held in Russia. He pitches Gershkovich as a kid who's definitely not a spy. But Putin, always the king in the chess game, objects vehemently. He doubles down on Kremlin's claims, saying Gershkovich was caught red-handed with confidential information. Yet in a surprising turn, Putin hints at ongoing contact between Russian and American special services regarding the case, and there's no taboo to settle it. A glimmer of hope? Then Putin brings up another player in his geopolitical chess match. Vasim Krasikov, a Russian FSB agent serving a life sentence in Germany for a daylight assassination in Berlin. Putin subtly suggests a potential swap, dangling Gershkovich's release in exchange for Krasikov's freedom. The Kremlin is playing its cards, seeking diplomatic maneuvering. The worst scenario came when Putin claimed selective memory, that he can't remember the last time he spoke to President Biden. Do I have to remember everything? Putin muses, brushing off the idea with a casual shrug. He questions the need to call Biden, asking, "What should I talk to him about?" or beg him for what? Yet he hints at ongoing communication channels between Washington and Moscow. Who is being deceived? This interview clocked over 2 hours and has now become Carlson's second longest, trailing behind an interview with Andrew Tate, a self-described misogynist and accused human trafficker. Quite the eclectic mix on the Carlson show. But then, Carlson finds himself in a role reversal. A subject in a KGB interrogation, inquiring about the mysterious Nord Stream blasts, Carlson jokingly asks Putin, who blew up Nord Stream? Putin, with a twinkle in his eye, playfully pins it on Carlson, playfully implicating him. Wow. The pundit, clearly flustered, claims he was busy that day, creating an unexpected comedic moment. Then goes the bizarre moment. Putin orders his aide to fetch 17th century letters to prove he's not inventing things. You need to have seen the petrified look on Carlson's face. Like that was spontaneous, like being caught in a time-traveling whirlwind. Is there something they're not telling us? Who knows? And that's the scoop on Carlson's cozy chat with Putin. What do you think about this diplomatic dance? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more breakdowns of the latest happenings. The drama's far from over.
Спасибо.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Спасибо большое.
Спасибо.